Hello, in this video we'll talk about regional varieties of English. So why English became so popular today? Why English became so widespread? Answer number one is that in the 20th century, by the beginning of the 20th century, the British Empire was the biggest empire in the world. And it consisted of such countries as Canada. United States was a part of the empire before. So then countries in Africa, India, Australia, New Zealand, and many, many other countries. So this is the reason why regional varieties of English developed. So today we can see the world standard English, like the English which we usually learn, but there are also many other varieties of English, such as Australian, New Zealand and South Pacific Standard, British and Irish Standards, American, Canadian, Caribbean, West, East and Southern African, South Asian and East Asian. Each of the varieties, each of these Englishes has dialects or regional variants, and the local dialects are the following. We see that English has developed so many variations, and these local differences developed due to such courses. First of all, there was the influence of local languages. Obviously, in Canada, in the Caribbean, in African countries, in Asian countries, the languages that influenced English, they caused not only borrowings, but also they were the sources of pronunciation differences. Also, the natural environment in these countries brought many borrowings into these regional varieties because there were different objects that had to be named. So from these varieties of English, we took the words kiwi, kangaroo, moccasins, and many, many other words that came from Australia, that came from Canada, from America, and so on and so forth. And the final difference is in different stages of development. Before the age of internet, technological developments happened separately. And as they happen separately, we can easily see it in differences in American English and British English. The many new inventions were named differently. So all in all, if we take American English as an example, and if we want to see the difference between American and British English, we'll see that the difference is in vocabulary, and this vocabulary developed differently because of different technological developments and distance between countries at that time. Grammar, which developed during a certain period of time and was influenced by the speakers of other languages. Spelling. In American English, spelling is simpler. It's a simplified version of British English. So that's why we see that, so give me a second, here it's a mistake, and the mistake is this, yeah. So this is American English, this is British English, but here in spelling, this are, so it has to be changed. Program, center, and color are British variants, while these variants are American. Same with pronunciation. If British pronunciation are, for example, class, glass, and bus, in American English it will be class, grass, and bass. So these vocabulary differences, spelling differences, and grammar differences are more numerous than in the short example. And among these examples, you can find, as I already said, not only technological developments, but also naming holidays, for example, naming dishes which appeared at different times, naming parts of clothes, and spelling, as I already said, is simplified, and grammar has many points that are peculiar to American or British English only. So let's make a conclusion. Lots of variants of English developed because English was the language of the British Empire. The languages, the varieties that developed, they also have their dialects. And this happened due to some important factors. And if we take British English and American English as examples, we'll see that there are many differences in vocabulary, spelling, grammar, and pronunciation. Thank you for your attention.